This is an iHeart podcast.
Lowe's knows that no matter your paint project, saving is at the top of your list. That's why when you shop today, you can buy one, get one free select Valspar and HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams one-coat coverage interior paints via rebate. Shop these deals in-store or online today at Lowe's. We help, you save. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Offer valid 8/21 through 9/3.
Good morning. Welcome to Today.
From back to school to tackling your to-do list, the Today Show is your best start to the day.
It's a new season, and every morning we're here to help you take it all on as the forecast calls for football all across the country.
Blockbuster stars, live concerts, and so much more. Wake up to where it's all happening.
We're getting back to all of it, and the best way to start is together.
Watch the Today Show, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. on NBC.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This August, we're bringing back some of our favorite Womanica episodes you might have missed. All month, we'll be talking about pink-collar workers. These women revolutionized jobs that have traditionally been called women's work. Through their lives, they created a more just and humane world for us today. With that, here's one of our favorite episodes.
Hello, my name is Malia Agudelo, and I'm a production assistant at Wonder Media Network, and I'm so excited to be guest hosting this episode of Womanica. This month, we're talking about cultivators, women who nurtured, cross-pollinated, experimented, or went to great lengths to better understand and protect the natural world. Today's Womanican spent her life caring for corn and sunflowers, an expert in giving back to the very land that fed her. From soil to seed to crop, she dedicated her life to preserving ancestral knowledge to share with future generations. Let's talk about Buffalo Bird Woman. Much of what we know about Buffalo Bird Woman and about Hidatsa traditional ways come from a series of her own recollections, interpreted by her son and written down by a white American ethnographer in 1917. Buffalo Bird Woman, or Maxidiwiac, was born in 1839 in what is now known as North Dakota. She was part of the Hidatsa tribe who inhabited the land at the mouth of the Knife River, an offshoot of the Missouri River. The word Hidatsa is said to mean willow, a name given by a powerful god who promised their villagers would be as numerous as the willows that line the banks of the Missouri River. The Hidatsa lived in earth lodges, durable homes built from grass, dirt, and timber. Buffalo Bird Woman's village thrived along the Missouri River, cultivating crops and practicing centuries-old farming techniques. But this was a time marked by violence towards Native people. Colonial expansion threatened the livelihood of the Hidatsa tribe, leading to frequent relocation and death. A smallpox epidemic decimated the community. Those who survived the onslaught of sickness moved up the Missouri River, where they established a new village whose name translated to like a fish hook. They shared the land with neighboring Mandan and Arikara villages. Buffalo Bird Woman was just a child at the time of the first relocation. In her village, the lives of girls and boys were different. Boys grew up learning how to hunt and defend against enemy attacks. Girls grew up helping their mothers in the garden. So Buffalo Bird Woman began learning the traditions of Hidatsa agriculture from the women in her family. She learned how to properly clear fields to create new plots for gardens. The village's proximity to the river made the soil rich and fertile for growing. She observed the women gardeners as they cut and burned fields of long grass. They carried heavy iron hoes and wooden digging sticks, made from buffalo bones and the antlers of black-tailed deer. She watched them dig and soften the soil into rows, readying the fields to plant corn. She witnessed her relatives singing songs to the corn. This came from the belief that crops needed love and caring just as children did. So while women watched the fields to ensure birds, horses, or other people didn't disturb the crops, they sang to the growing corn as they would to growing children. As Buffalo Bird Woman grew up, she put her knowledge to use. She spent intimate time in the sunflower fields, scooping the soil, using her thumbs to press seedlings into the earth. Every year, the Hidatsa planted their flowers under the sunflower planting moon. They were the first seeds of spring. Day in and day out, Buffalo Bird Woman spent her time in the fields, tending to crops, processing harvests, and storing food for the harsh winters ahead. Buffalo Bird Woman lived in Like a Fishhook into her adult years. In 1869, she had a son known as Edward Goodbird. In 1885, the Hidatsa were pushed out of their land and forcibly relocated to Fort Berthold Reservation. The Hidatsa were forced to leave their homes behind, which meant parting with the land they had been cultivating for decades. Buffalo Bird Woman spent the majority of her life on the Fort Berthold Reservation. Her son was sent to missionary school and became a pastor. He created a relationship with Gilbert Wilson, a white American ethnographer from Ohio. Wilson was determined to document Hidatsa life and customs. Over a series of summers, Gilbert traveled to the reservation to conduct interviews with Buffalo Bird Woman and her son, who served as their translator. Over their many visits, Buffalo Bird Woman opened up to Gilbert. She described methods for cooking fresh green corn, explained Hidatsa cultural teachings, planting techniques, and how to handle the garden's first frost. She shared practices for cultivating beans and saving the season's best seeds for the next year. Worms, tobacco, squash blossoms, culinary techniques, and singing in the garden were some of the many themes that Buffalo Bird Woman expanded upon in their interviews. She emphasized how the harsh effects of forced reservation were reflected agriculturally. She said, "Seeds were issued to us of watermelons, big squashes, onions, turnips, and other vegetables. Some of these we tried to eat, but did not like them very well. Even the turnips and big squashes, we thought not so good as our own. Moreover, we did not know how to dry these new vegetables for winter, so we often did not trouble even to harvest them." In 1917, Gilbert published Buffalo Bird Woman's Recollections in the Social Sciences Academic Journal. There is a deep pain in Buffalo Bird Woman's stories. She stewarded agricultural knowledge for generations to come, but she also expressed the devastating impacts of colonial power, forced assimilation, and indigenous erasure. Her narrative must be seen in all of its layers. Buffalo Bird Woman's work ensured that the Hidatsa agricultural knowledge would not be lost to time. Buffalo Bird Woman passed away in 1932.
Thanks for listening to this best of episode of Womanica. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. Join us tomorrow for another one of our favorite episodes honoring pink-collar workers. Talk to you then.
What does being financially invested sound like? A retiree on a cross-country drive? Someone with new long-term goals? A student getting their start? With over 450 ETFs, iShares gives you access to countless market opportunities. iShares by BlackRock. The market is yours. Visit www.ishares.com to view a prospectus, which includes investment objectives, risks, fees, expenses, and other information that you should read and consider carefully before investing. Risk includes principal loss. Prepared by BlackRock Investments, LLC, member FINRA.
Song stands about an obsessed fan who's taking me too literal.
From Eminem and the producers of 8 Mile.
Never seen anything like Eminem fans.
This is the story of a fan base.
I had to look in the mirror and be like, am I one of these crazy stans?
That created a culture.
I do have an addiction to Eminem.
I travel the world for him.
Without Eminem, I wouldn't have the life I have right now.
What's your first question?
Stans. New documentary now streaming on Paramount+.
This is an iHeart podcast.